I'm Stacey Pierce-Talsma, and I'm the Associate Dean of Academic Affairs at the University of New England College of Osteopathic Medicine, and I'm also a yoga teacher. I enjoy doing inversions because I think it's a unique way to allow us to shift our perspective, both in our bodies and in our minds. There are many benefits to doing an inversion practice, the first of which is increased venous return and increased lymphatic return. This type of practice can feel really good if you've been on your feet all day, standing, walking, or even traveling, just to get that blood flow moving through your legs. The second of which is it really induces a parasympathetic state, so getting those relaxation vibes going is part of what inversion practice is about. The third is that it's really a proprioceptive challenge. You're using your body in a different way, you're having to find your balance, and that really engages our proprioceptors and our body knowing and understanding where it is in space. And the last benefit is really a mental shift. So you're changing your perspective, both physically and mentally, and you're allowing yourself to see things from a new perspective, getting upside down. And the last is that inversions are just really fun. So the first inversion that we'll practice today is a really restorative inversion. This, you can do it in your office if you need to, you can do it in any room at home, and really it's meant to help you rest and restore. So we'll go ahead and begin by scooting all the way up against the wall as close as you can get, and then you just kind of turn and rotate so that your legs move up the wall and you can kind of shimmy back closer to the wall. I like to begin by having my feet close together, and you can just take your time. I like to rest here for 5 to 10 minutes. And just, you can meditate, you can focus on your breath, whatever it is, and feel the restoration as you are getting inverted. As you're in this position, if you want to try a little bit of a different position, you can also let your legs be wide as you're resting on the wall, and that gets a little stretch in your adductors. Another way that you can do legs up the wall is if you have a bolster or if you have kind of a thicker pillow, you can place that underneath your sacrum, and that also gives you a little support and can give you a little bit of a back bend. So I'll show you how I like to do that. So taking the same position, I'll scoot right up to the wall, I'll turn and lift up to the wall, and then I'll take my bolster, and I'll push my feet against the wall, and I'll place my bolster right under my sacrum, and then I will rest back down. And so this gives a little gentle curve to the lower part of my spine, and again, then I can just be resting and restoring in this inversion. So this next version will be a slightly more active version of an inversion, and is also useful for if you don't have a wall, but you have a yoga block or a thick book that you can use. I like to use this middle level. You can also do it on the lowest level if that feels better and more comfortable in your body. So basically I'm just going to lie down, and I'm going to lift up my sacrum and place the block right on my sacrum, and then I'm going to find my balance. And then I'm just going to lift my legs up into the air. So this is now a little bit more active because I'm using the strength of my legs to stay into the air, but you still get all the benefits of an inversion. Another active version of an inversion can be Dolphin, and this is actually a really good preparatory pose for if you're learning how to do handstand. It looks a lot like downward facing dog, except you're down on your elbows as you do it. And the more that you walk your feet in, the more you're gonna feel that pressure up into your shoulders. So take good caution if you've had any shoulder injury or neck injury as you try this pose. So I'm going to kind of make triangle with my arms and then interlace my fingers and set them on the mat. And then I'm simply going to straighten my legs, coming into that downward facing dog pose. And I can just start right here if I want to. And I'm really pushing through my elbows, getting the strength in my upper back. And if I want to, I can walk my feet further in and further in. So the more that you get in, the more weight that you begin to feel into your shoulders. Practicing getting into handstands can be a really fun endeavor in and of itself.
So you want to set up like you're setting up in downward facing dog, and you're going to keep both of your legs straight. You'll raise one leg up into the air as you kick the other leg up, with the objective to move so that eventually you get one leg up into the air and you bring the other one up to meet it. Practicing doing it in this way can give you that feeling of air time, of hanging, which is a really fun thing to do, and also begin to really build strength in your shoulders and your upper back. So again, taking care if you've had any shoulder, arm, elbow, wrist injuries as we're doing this. So again, I'm going to set up in my downward facing dog. I'm going to straighten and raise my right leg, and then I'm going to bend my left knee and just hop. And you can see that as I'm moving, I'm gaining a little bit more air time, maybe kicking up into a handstand. And if you try this, you'll also notice it's a really good cardiovascular endeavor. As we're moving through these various inversion postures today, keep checking in with yourself on how you feel in your body. And if any posture doesn't feel good, simply don't choose to do that posture. We're going to begin by some really easy restorative inversions and move to some more challenging active inversions. Listen to your body and what you need and what injuries you've had in the past. And it's not a matter of it being a hard or an easy or restorative or active. It's really about getting upside down in whatever way feels good to your body, and you're going to reap the benefits no matter which way you choose.